says I'm live
Oh,
though.
oh, okay. Oh, you see, you didn't see the countdown? Oh,
No,
that's good
it's
to
all good.
know. Okay. I always just assume everybody sees it. Okay, so you learn something new every day. Hi, everyone. I'm Chantelle Rodgers, and I am so excited to be here with one of my favorite people, Shannon Kelly Isbister now, since I last saw you,
Yeah.
since we last did a podcast together. Ah,
That seems like so long ago.
I
It's like
know.
another life ago.
Like it is, and it really is. Hey, like when you look at the things that we've gone through since then.
Absolutely.
So one of the
Absolutely.
cool things that I've really been, you know me, I'm just like the queen of trying, right? I try and I try and I try, and then I get to this point where it's like I don't really want to try anymore, and that's when life kind of seems to begin when you're just like tired of trying. And that's kind of what I've been doing. I've just been recognizing that I'm trying to pick my business up from where it left off, when I got sick. And things are not aligning. And it's always, to me, it's always divine timing. Like I'm at this point where I see if it's not aligning, it's because it's not the right time.
Hmm.
But what I've been recognizing is what I really love is connecting with people. And, to be perfectly honest, anybody that knows me really well knows that I don't like people. Like I've always been, like I'm just like the hermit. I stay home. Everybody's like, "What are you doing this weekend?" What do you mean? I don't know. I'm staying home. Like, what am I supposed to do? Hockey's on, baseball's on. Like, I'm good. But what I'm really, but what I'm really recognizing, I started to do trade shows again,
Hmm.
and what I loved was I had this idea that okay, I'm going to do these little free sessions, and I'm gonna help people. I'm gonna give back to people. And what I noticed was people were giving back to me. Like it was like I would have these conversations with people, and if I needed encouragement, they would encourage me. If I needed a hug, they would hug me. And so I'm just in this space of like, holy shit, when we really decide that we're going to give back, we actually receive more than we're even giving.
Absolutely. That's like the number one rule of spiritual marketing.
Oh, isn't
The more
that
you give, the more
true?
you get, right? Like it's no gatekeeping, right? Just share and be yourself and be authentic, and your people will they'll just they'll appear. They're there all the
No,
time.
like I find
There was something you said. You said when it doesn't feel aligned, but maybe it is aligned. You just don't know that it's aligned.
mm,
Right? Like I think there's this thing about just going with the flow, and I mean we have a lot of fear of putting ourselves out there and how people are going to respond, and if they're going to reciprocate or just get inspiration from it, or but I think if we're just following the heart, then we're doing it right. And it doesn't matter what it looks like because it's your journey, it's not anybody else's.
you're just so the perfect person that I need to be talking to today. And that's literally what I've decided. It's like I'm not trying to do anything anymore. Like I know so many incredible people, and I want to
Hmm.
sit down with them and just talk because well, part of it is like where I'm at right now is I've gone through 8 million fucking struggles. So, like it's like you want to learn how to go through struggles, you call me because I fucking know. But now I'm in this place where it's like, okay, the struggles are over. I've fucking mastered that part of life. And now I'm in this, like, the space, right? The gap. And now it's time to start to create what I wish existed, which is what I'm calling everything. But what I'm seeing is the rules have changed. Like,
I didn't know there was rules.
well, Like, but that's the part of it, right? Is I've always been the rule person. So when you're doing it according to society, you follow these rules. And
Hmm.
like you said, when you start to do it according to your heart, like not only are there no rules, but it's like it's just like oh, I don't even know how to say it. You're feeling love. You're feeling. You just realize that there's the more you do what you used to do, the less it's working. Like that's not what spirit is calling us to do. It's not about marketing. And this is what I loved about your posts that I've been seeing. I don't do a lot of social media. I kind of post and get off because I don't want to see the scary stuff that's going to bother me or whatever. Um, but yeah, it was just like when you were talking about no marketing, no advertising. And I'm just like, oh, you are just speaking to my heart because I don't, there's just no part of me that wants to try to get people's attention anymore. I just want to be authentically me. I did a podcast the other day, and after she posted it, I realized that she doesn't want people to swear. Like she bleeped out all my fucks, and I was like, oh, I wish I would have known I could have moved a couple.
Well, I'm the fuck queen too, so it's all good.
But like that's the thing, like that's who I am. And so when I do stuff, it's like I'm literally now I wouldn't say like I'm doing a great well, you're always doing a great job. But what I'm leaning into is being authentically me and not having those voices or not listening to the voices of well, who heard you say fuck like 18 times today? Like, did you offend someone? Or, you're talking about the divine mother and father, so I'm getting to that place where I'm just being me, but I'm still kind of have one foot stuck in the other trench where it's like, but fuck, like, I'm in a, what would I call it? The transition. Like, I'm in that transition phase.
I think we're always in a transition phase because it's
Oh,
always the next thing is coming. The next thing is coming. The next thing is coming, whether it's a struggle or it's a joy or it's an emotional breakdown or it's the next thing that I'm going to be crazy passionate about. We're always in transition
oh,
into the next phase of who we're becoming.
that's a really, really good point. I that's a
Yeah.
really good point. I'm
I I I read a post the other day from a friend. She's a healer. Her name is Rosemary Lahoulier. Anyway, she's amazing. If you haven't ever checked out her stuff, she's like this beautiful soul. And her post said, we're always trying to analyze the shit out of everything, but what if the whole point is just to feel it?
mm,
Whatever it is, right? Because we're on this journey of becoming whoever we're going to become through all of these processes and struggles and things. What if the whole idea is just to feel the things, whether it's rage or grief or joy or happiness? What if we came back to this place where we just allow ourselves to feel it and then move from it?
that is such a good point, and I've been talking about that so much. But the what I've noticed is I'm a master analyzer.
So is every woman.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's not just me then, because
No.
I'm like, well, I've written 12 books now. I'm working on book number 13, and that's what I love to do. But, and I don't think it's a bad thing because I need to see things. Like, I've been really looking at our emotions, and I was seeing how it all kind of correlates to the Chinese elements and how we face our fear, and then we get angry, and then we get sad, and then we turn it into wisdom, and then we surrender. And then I was going to the lake once. It was like last Saturday, and I saw another piece to it. And I was like, fuck me. Like I literally thought I had the missing piece and I'm all ready to write this new part of the book. And now a new piece shows up. So I have to start from scratch again. And I was kind of like, fuck. I just felt so much anxiety because it was like, I just knew it just didn't feel like it was complete yet. And then I did that trade show and I sat and I talked to this one girl that we really hadn't connected to before, but she's so lovely. And she was talking about our emotions, but the way she was talking about it was in such a flow. And I was like, oh my God, here I go again. I'm trying to put rules on how we deal with our emotions. And it's just a dance. Like, so I keep allowing myself to unlearn, but it does happen. Like the right people will show up, the right conversations will show up.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I'm feeling like that is the feminine. It's just getting more into that flow and not having those, rules, and like it's the journey from the head to the heart is really what I'm finding. And I'm good
Yeah,
at it.
absolutely.
Yeah, like but another thing that I really try to share whenever I write or make videos is I think that there's this idea that once you get there, you're there. And I'm just like, oh, fuck, that is just not my experience. Like, I'll get into these beautiful, beautiful places, and then life pulls me out. And then I'm a little bit frantic and a little analyzy and worry a little bit. And then I'm like, oh shit. So then I'll go take a bath. Like, I feel like I'm getting better at noticing it, where before it used to just like spin me right out of control.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that too. It's to see that it's not just, we're never doing it wrong. It's just to see, okay, well, where did I go a little squirrely today, and what could I have done differently to keep myself centered instead of getting so pulled.
Well, and it's interesting you say that because I've been feeling that way the last couple days just and my analogy of it is calibration. Like I'm just
Mm,
recalibrating. It's like on your phone or on some kind of piece of tech where it just says calibrating, calibrating, calibrating. It's like sometimes you feel like you're in those spaces where it's like I just need to, I need to step back and give it a minute because I'm recalibrating to what I've learned, to the new thing that I'm feeling or the new thing that I'm experiencing. Or I think it's I think it's interesting. I'm calling this my crone phase, where I'm just, I'm stepping into this wisdom side of things where you're calibrating, but you're not doing it from that place of deep anxiety. You're just doing it from this place of, okay, this is how it is. This is how we learn, and this is how we move through life. And oh yeah, I see all of these other people going through all of these things and having anxiety and moving through the pieces, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, well they'll get there. And it's like I
mm.
feel like I'm turning into my grandma.
Isn't that just like, I really love aging,
Hmm.
because I feel like we just get so much softer and gentler, but stronger at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, she had this way about her where she would just sit and she never, she never criticized, she never had expectations of people. She was just always there from this place. And I see it now and I'm like, "Oh, she knows, right? Because she's watched the generations of people go through, we're always going through the same types of struggles even though it comes from a different story within us, but it's like I just see her now and I think, "Oh, now I get it. Now I get it.
Wow.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm getting to." I
Yeah.
think it's such a gift.
It
I
really,
call it the unfuckwithable stage of my life.
I love that. That is like the best ever.
Because even though we're all struggling, we're all going through these pieces, they all come from stories that are within us, right? Because we all see things from different perspectives just because of our own stories, right? And our own lived experience. And the struggles are real, but it's like you get to this point where you have this undying compassion and love for the human experience, no matter who they are, no matter what they're going through. It's like you just, you have no expectations of people. You just know that they're living in their own stories, in their own struggles, and you're doing it too. And it's like we're all doing the same thing. We're all just trying to get through it.
Oh, that is so beautiful. It's so beautiful because, my son and I have been clashing a lot because he's a teenager and he's a really smart kid. And we obviously share the same wounding. Like, we're very stubborn, right? And we just had a really big fight the other day. And what we're really getting good at is talking about it after. Like, this is how I felt. This is how I felt. And what that really helped me see is that we do have these core wounds.
Mm-hmm.
And if I take care of myself, like when I'm tired, I'm no good to anybody. But if I'm rested, and I get up first thing in the morning now and I do my meditations, and I'm trying to make it longer and longer because, oh my God, like when you get into those layers of your heart where you just know everything is happening for a purpose, then, when you have to recalibrate throughout the day, you don't get so squirrely. Um, and so what I really started to see is, what if I could be in that space of awareness when I'm talking to people and they start reacting? I really am setting this up as a goal for myself, is to really get into the space of my heart where I could be like, huh, well, that's your core wound, and I'm not going to take this personally. This is you reacting. I don't have to react. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not super great at it yet, but I'm getting better.
I'm not sure any of us have.
Yeah. But like what a different, so now I don't know, that just really opened me up to every fucking person on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are reacting shittily, or however you would say it, they just don't know how to regulate their emotions. That they're they don't know that they're believing stories that are not true. And what a gift to those of us that know it, so we can
Mm-hmm.
really start to do something with it.
I think the goal there is to, and I'm not sure I'll ever reach that goal because, we all have triggers, right? Something triggers you. It triggers your own story in your own head. And even though we know that, we don't usually realize it in the moment. We have to take that step back and recenter and reground and go, oh, okay, I see what was happening there.
Hmm.
And so when you say like you and your son had the conversation afterwards, and at least that's a beautiful gift right there, is just the recognition of the triggers and the stories. I don't think I'm not sure I'll ever perfect, being in the moment and going, oh yeah, that's just a story. Okay, calm, centered, grounded. Yeah. Fuck that. I'm gonna lose my shit, and then I'm gonna come back and go, oh shit, I should have reacted differently. But
Well, but the beautiful thing that I am actually realizing, because when I was married, I never fought. Like, I never argued. I never spoke up for myself. I never fought, even though we never really liked each other. We just didn't get along, right? It was just keep the peace, to keep
yeah.
the family together. And now that, like, I'm fighting with my teenagers, there was a part of me that was like, oh fuck, you were just like, I just always thought I was failing and I was doing something wrong, and why can't I get my shit together? I'm the person that talks about fucking peace all the time. I've written 12 books about it, and here I'm losing my shit. And then one day I was like, wait a fucking minute here. Like, we talk about our shit after, we see each other's point. Maybe I'm actually teaching my kids that it's okay to have conflict. Like,
Yeah.
instead of putting myself in this space of perfection that I should be there because I write fucking books, like, now I'm getting it, that's human. Like, that's the human experience, is to trigger each other's trauma. Like that's what we're here to do, so we can heal it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an interesting point, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a yay me as a mom. I'm fighting with
Well, I think there's a lot of moments of when you're a mom to either beat yourself up or hang out in guilt and shame or
oh,
just be like, "Oh, I forgive myself for being human and, you know, I'm moving on." I mean, I always think as a mom there's a lot of things you could do different and you could beat yourself up over, but there's no point in that. So,
well, you know what I realized a few weeks ago is like of course we worry, right? That's my big go-to is worrying about this happening or that happening. And I was standing at the sink and I was like, what if our thoughts are prayers? And wouldn't this be some real royal fuckery that I'm praying for? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what a weird
yeah,
thing to spend my time and energy on speaking to the divine about my kids dying in car crashes and, you know? So now I'm really starting to um instead of thinking about the worst case scenario, I'm starting to think about the best case scenarios.
yeah,
And
that's right.
it's fucking weird because the shit that I'm thinking about is actually happening. Like it's been happening so quickly. Like I feel like it was just like this state of magic that showed up where stuff is happening that I'm thinking about, like it's really interesting to me, even though I'm a person who's been talking about it for years.
The manifestation process. Yeah,
Yeah. It's and,
yeah.
and I think there's so much to be said about getting to the space where you don't need it in order to be happy. Because if you
Hmm.
need it in order to be happy, it is not going to show up. And
Yeah.
that was a big one for me. Because I think what really happened for me is that I really was doing great work. I was doing healing work and I was just killing it in all areas of my life. And then I got sick and that I wanted, everything that I used that used to help heal people wasn't working for me. And so I really spent, I don't know how many years was I sick, 7, 8 years. And then my mom died in the process suddenly. And it was like, I had to get good and accepting that not everything happens the way we want it to. And that was really hard for me. That was really hard for me because it's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, I just healed from one cancer and now I've got one that's like 10 times worse. And, I had 6 fucking cancers in 6 years. And then my mom dies suddenly. And so I guess God was just showing me that you find more God. Well, I shouldn't say more. But I had the experience that you actually find more God in hell than you do when everything's going your way. And that was
That's
really
interesting.
huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think um, it's in those moments where it forces us to grow,
Hmm.
right? Like it's do or die. It's like, what are you changing to, you know, to get back to where I don't know, where you're supposed to be, or because I don't believe you're supposed to be anywhere. I think it's letting go of expectation.
Well, it's funny because I've been reading my books over and like just kind of, I think I'm just going through this little healing experience of going back through everything that happened and just breathing it all out. Like I was in such a state of struggle for so many years. And I know, well, I just remembered that the second I was diagnosed with cancer the first time, I knew. I didn't hear the words from God, but I just knew that God was like, yeah, we're not pissing around here anymore. Like it's time for you to do your work. And that was the best way, make me sick and think I'm dying. How many times you find yourself when you don't think you're going to wake up in the morning, you find
Yeah.
what's really, really super important. And then you look back at your addictive behaviors, and it's painful to heal, but it's the only way. Like, you heal or you're hurting, like, right?
Yeah, and it's you make that choice, right? It's
Hmm.
those moments where you have choice. It's like, okay, well, what do I do next? I can stay here and stay stuck, spinning my wheels, staying stuck in my stories, or I can grow and learn and continue on.
Yeah. And I'm not, I would never, put this on everybody, but for myself, I just know that I was such an overachiever and an overdoer. And I think that, you know, my marriage ending just shattered my heart, because I have these kids, and I wanted a family, and here I don't have a family anymore. Like, I have my kids, but I could never, I couldn't be okay after that. And so getting that sick was just such a good way to really it's so funny because I was reading this book that I had written, and at the beginning of 2018, I had had some kind of a meltdown, and I was on the floor in fetal position praying to die because I didn't think I could get through this. And then through the cancer journey where I thought I was dying, I was praying to stay alive. Like, what an interesting way the divine orchestrates things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I think it comes back to having expectations,
Mm,
right? Because it's like we have all of these expectations of how we behave, how we're going to achieve, how the things that we expect to do in our lives or achieve in our lives. We have expectations of, I want to be married, I want to have a family, I want to have this, I want to have that. And when those things get shattered, it's the lesson again to not have expectations or not put those expectations out into the world, right? Because it's like, same for me. Like, when I started the magazine back in 2014 or whatever it was, when we first connected, it's like I had all of these visions and these goals and these dreams and these expectations of how it was going to be. And at the end of it, it was like, okay, I'm just done. I'm just tired and I have to let this go. And it broke my heart to have to let it go, but I couldn't keep doing it. And it's like I forced myself to achieve these things. But why? What's the purpose of it? What is the purpose of achieving all of these goals? I really think the purpose of life is really just learning how to live
mm.
and just living from that place of your heart. And that's easier said than done, of course, right? And I think because society puts such pressure on us to achieve things, to be things, to fit in, to fuck off, to whatever it is.
Oh, this is this is just like really hitting my heart, because I've just been seeing lately how expectations are just really stealing my joy.
Yeah. And I think that's what happens is we try and we try and we try and we try, and then when it doesn't work out the way we expected it to work out, then we feel like we failed
Mm,
in whatever aspect of our life that comes up in. It's like, oh well, I could beat myself up all day for being the mother that I was. I could beat myself up all day because I have a failed marriage, or I could feel like a failure because I decided to walk away from my business, or because I didn't graduate from grade 12 until I was 30. Like, oh my God, what a failure. Like, all of these things, I mean, I could carry all of that stuff. And people do. right?
Mm,
How do you just let it go and just learn how to live? Because we
yeah.
all know how to fail. We do it all the time.
Yeah. You know what? A really interesting thing that I found when I was sick is I really, because I had an on again, off again relationship with God and Jesus. I was like throwing my Bible out or clinging to church. Like there was always, and it was always weird because the body talk, I was in the healing system and, they didn't call it God, where that's where I was brought up. And then when I
Mm-hmm.
started going to church, they thought that energy medicine was like, I don't believe in a devil, but they certainly do. And they thought it was all devil's work. So I'm like, well, who the fuck am I? Like, you know,
You are God.
well, and that's exactly it. And that's why I believe that was another reason why I had to get sick, because instead of learning about God, now I was feeling it. And like you said, experiencing that I am it.
Yeah.
And so this is the cool part of all of this too, is that I continued to allow myself to continue to like evolve from what I believed, because there was one point, it was actually before I got sick, but I heard this download from Jesus and it was like there weren't words, but it was like, how they say, I'm the way, the truth, and the light. Like, you got to take Jesus into your heart or you're going to hell and all this shit. Jesus didn't want to be a savior. He was teaching us how to live in our hearts and become, like, reach the kingdom in the moment. And that was just one of the strongest downloads I ever had. And then I started to look through the Bible for like something that would, reinforce that to me. And I never found the words, and nobody would ever tell me that if I went to Bible study. But I just knew in my heart that that was true. And so those are kind of all of the journeys that I've been on. That's always been a really core piece of it, is to find out, like, what is this? Because I know I keep feeling it. And what keeps happening is that it doesn't matter what we call it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you call it. It doesn't matter what I call it. It doesn't matter what Joe fucking Schmo down the street calls it. We all have it within us. We are it. And what's important is that we connect to it in our way. And I'm the queen of thinking that I know the way, right? Like, oh, everybody needs body therapy. And like, everybody needs Jesus. Well, everybody needs to say fuck. Like, everybody needs inner child work. Like, I was always really stuck in those little pigeonholes. And now I'm like, oh, fuck me. Like, it's all a part of the divine. Like, what we're actually doing is connecting to our higher self in different ways.
Yeah.
And oh, like, it's been so freeing to just really recognize that we're all of it.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, and what I've really recognized, so for a while, like I said, I had the Jesus connection, and then it was just like I just kept seeing it as a mother and a father. And that brought me so much comfort. So every time I was connecting in my heart and in my mind, there was this loving mother and loving father that would show up, and they would just hold me and they would encourage me and accept me and love me. And then I actually started to see that that's what the word heal means. Like, hold them, encourage them, accept them, and love them. And I had really great parents, but our parents are living from lack and limits from their own ancestors. So we learn things that are not necessarily healthy for us. But what I realized is when you're connected to the divine, however that is for all of us, you become aligned with the truth. Like, you know that you're safe. You're safe. You're divinely protected. Everything is being provided for us. And then I feel like that is a really great way for these belief systems that are not true to start to dim and fade, because those neural pathways are not being used as much because we're not believing those stories. We don't believe that, you know, there's something to be um, scared for. I don't think I said that properly. Scared of. You know, like I just keep noticing that the more I do this, the less I'm afraid, the more I love myself, like the softer and more confident I become.
Hmm.
So, like the stories are still there, but I do feel like a lot of them are fading. And I think that's just I think that's our journey of life is to be more love than fear.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think you brought up a couple times about feeling safe. And I think that's a big struggle for people is to feel safe.
So, okay, I'm going to ask you about this because when we've been talking about core wounds, safety is mine. Like if I get into an argument with anyone or somebody is like a little bit sharp with me or something is heated, immediately I go into this space where I feel like I'm going to be trapped and then killed. Like that's how extreme it is. Like it sounds weird. It's like, you know, we're fighting about using the car and I literally am imagining myself being trapped and killed in my own home. So it's like, fuck, this is big. And I'm really when I keep tuning into it, I feel like it's more of a thing that women have. And I could be wrong, but
Yeah, I don't know. I think safety is a big core wound. I think abandonment is a core wound, but that goes back to the safety thing again, right? Like, do you feel safe to? Um, we talk about authenticity, right? We talk about being truthful and being ourselves, and it's like, do we break? How do we do? How do we know when we got there? Because we've been so conditioned by all of the things that we've taken in, right? Like all of the people, all of the experiences, all of the society's, expectations and all of these things. So we're trying to work through to get past all of that to become our authentic selves. How do you know when you got there?
that's
And
a good.
so, and then it's like the safety thing, right? Like when do you feel safe? How do you create that space within yourself to feel safe enough to be authentic, to be that truthful self that you are. Because you are a compilation of all of the people, places, things, experiences that you've had your whole life. And people talk about this all the time. Oh, I have to get back to me. I have to get back to the truth. I have to get back to this authenticity. Well, do you even know what that is within yourself? Because the conditioning started the day you were born.
Hmm.
So it's like, how do you get back? Do you wake up one day and you're like, oh, I am my authentic self? Well, no, I'm still a compilation of all of the people, places, experiences, things that have happened to me in my life. I've just I've just come to this place where I accept myself where I'm at.
Yeah.
Right?
And
There's a lot
I
of things that's like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
yeah, well what I'm realizing is like for myself, it's that like the deeper you get into your heart, the safer you feel.
Yeah, yeah.
And so for me, what I like yesterday, I had a real squirrely day, and my meditate like I have a really good self care practice, but some days that doesn't even put me into my heart. You know what I mean? And yesterday
Hmm.
was one of those days. I was like, holy shit! Like, and I'm starting to really see the difference. Like, okay, I can't get out of these stories, and so I took a bath and it's like about 10 minutes just relaxing. I started to get back into that feeling where, oh, okay, like, and when I'm in that space, that's where I start to think about what I can give back. instead of what I'm trying to do in my life to get some kind of, what's the word? Like, not feedback, but like you're trying to get it from your life in order to be happy, or you're in your heart where you don't need anything in order to be happy. Those are kind of the different
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah. It's like
So
we look outside of ourselves for validation until we don't, till we
yeah.
recognize that the validation comes from here.
See, and in saying that, it's still a dance throughout the day because we can get there. And I'm so
Hmm.
fucking good at it sometimes. And then I royally suck again. And now I'm starting to give myself the grace. It's like, okay, well, now I guess you need a little bit more sleep. You need more rest. You need to go out in nature more. Like, I'm really starting, and that's what this new book is about, is really looking at what are the things that pull us there. And I'm starting to see ourselves as this plant, a little growing plant. And we need the sunlight, which to me is our connection with the divine. You know,
Hmm.
we need really good soil, and what I'm seeing is that's us grounding in nature. You know, like
Yeah,
the things that we need. Fertilizer, what did I see this morning? I was journaling it. Fertilizer is like healthy expression and the people that you surround yourself with. You know, so there are different pieces of the equation. It's not just one thing.
absolutely. And I think it's just recognizing within yourself what it is that you need
Yes, because it's different. It's different
for
every day, it's
everybody.
every hour sometimes.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really, I'm just really seeing that, like I said, the older we get, the more it's showing itself that we really can have a new experience of life.
Do we want a new experience or do we just want to take
Well,
what
for
we've
me,
learned and, you know, it's evolution and it's
oh,
evolution of who we
yeah,
are and, um, like I see myself as this old wise woman, in the forest with my plants or, um, but I think it's like you get to this place where it's like, I don't want to disregard any of the experiences that I've had or any of the feelings that I've experienced or, any of the hardships or the struggles or the, because this is the journey. This is
see,
the journey. And then you get to the point where you get to give back. But when you get to the point where you're ready to give back and share that, it's as a mother, the kids are not receptive to that because they don't care. They're like doing their own journey,
yes,
right? Even though it's like, well, I'm just, I'm sharing this from my experience that, you don't want to do it this way, or you maybe could do it this way. And they'll go ahead and they'll do whatever they want to do anyway. And
mm-hmm.
so coming back to that place again where I have no expectations because they're on their own journey. They're figuring it out as they go. And eventually they'll get to the same place as me where they're like, oh, okay, I have this experience and I felt this and I grew through this and I built character through that. And I don't want to change any of it.
See, I think where I am right now is that I was talking about how good it was for me to struggle and to go
Mm-hmm.
through those things. But I feel like because my life, like the ass fell out of my life so many fucking times, that I see that I'm still addicted to the struggle.
Uh,
And so
uh-huh.
that's where I'm like, okay, now I feel like I'm in this gap where I'm still kind of always expecting things to happen. But now I know that there's a new experience for me where I can be the person who can look back on it with gratitude and see it
Mm-hmm.
all as the blessing that it was, but now be able to like do what you're saying. Like, I really notice that I have a hard time just enjoying. And so when you're talking about being
Yeah.
in the forest, I'm like, oh my God, that's what I love to do. And I've just been so overwhelmed with parenting these last few years after being sick. And now I feel like this is my transition time of, okay, so now I get to make new choices and I get to really do what I love. And yeah, like not not struggle. And
Yeah.
that's that's where I am now.
And I agree with what you said about being addicted to the struggle, because I think we're in those places, where we don't we've struggled so much that we're used to it. It's like failing, right? I failed so many times, but failing's easy. I can get back up the next day and have a cup of coffee and get on with it,
Fuck, right?
right? Um, and they say, like, being able to celebrate and have gratitude for the joy and the happiness and the gifts that we're given every day, that's like a whole new ball game. Because then you're coming out of that addiction to the struggle.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. I'm so grateful that we're talking about this because it is such a weird thing to say. You know, like it's a weird thing to talk about it because it sounds so fucked that like I realized these last couple days I have a real great time with rejection. Like when I feel rejected and I can go have a little piss like a little pity party in bed and I realized how much I am comfortable with that. And now I'm like, I'm really working to pull myself and remind myself, you know what? You think this is fun, but imagine how much fun it would be to actually have a great man by your side and know that he loves to be with you instead of telling the stories that he's rejecting you already because you haven't heard from him in 2 hours. Like, right? And
Yep.
I really experienced that yesterday. And I went and took a bath and I was like, all I could think of is ways that I wanted to treat him. Like, oh, I want to make you some meals and I want to do this for you. And so I, texted him and called him. I'm like, well, when are you gonna be home? And can I do this? And then immediately like he's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be home this day and let's do this and let's hang out. And I could have stayed in that pity party or just like taken the initiative to get back into my heart. And I really feel like I don't know if this is a thing, but it feels like we're living in this time of instant karma right now where like if you need something in order to be happy, it's not going to show up. And the second you let go of it and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm good. I actually don't need this. And I'm okay if this doesn't work. And I'm okay if this does work. And then everything just fucking flows. And there are opportunities for more joy. But it's our vibration that actually attracts it to us.
Hmm.
And you can
And
see it.
staying in that stuck energy, stuck struggle, stuck.
Well, and then I
Um,
feel like joy is like, what the fuck do I do with this? Like, it's so, it almost hurts. Like, it almost hurts when
I
it's
think it's the
so,
easiest thing.
oh God, I fucking wish I were there because I am not.
It's the easiest thing. It's the easiest thing for all of us. It's just, again, letting go of what it's supposed to look like and feeling it.
Wow.
Just feel it. Stop putting all of the barriers in front of it. Like, oh, do I not deserve to feel this way? Oh, I don't deserve this. Oh, I'm guilty for this. Oh, this shouldn't happen. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, this is cool. I'm happy today. I feel great.
Wow, like you really
Can it
feel
just
that?
be that simple? Can it be that simple?
Well, fuck, I didn't know it was, but now that I hear you say it,
Right? It is
gee.
simple. Just feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. Just be in it and feel it.
See, Oh, I'm going to do
Because we
that.
are our own worst enemy, right? Because we're the ones who are putting all the things in front of it, being like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know how to experience that. Well, absolutely, you do. You do it every day. You do it in moments. You don't even realize it. It's
And
like,
it's stories. Like it's just, it's our programs that are stopping us.
yeah,
Oh, well, like I said, I'm getting into that new phase where I'm the most stubborn person on earth, and there's no fucking way I'm going to stop until I just have this incredible, like, these experiences of joy, because it's like, why the fuck wouldn't I, you know? But
yeah,
like I said, when it starts to show up, I can totally see the sabotage coming
right.
up.
We sabotage it. So why do we do that, right? And it's like it really is that simple. Just let yourself feel it
So like now I'm
and
like,
recognize it in all of these moments. Like this morning, I get up, my house is quiet and peaceful. I make a coffee. I sit down. That's what it feels like. Oh, is this good? It's just good in this moment. It's good. I'm happy. There's joy.
see, it's so interesting because I have a lot of peace. I'm good with peace, but it's when joy starts to show up, that one is a little bit harder, which
Why are they two
people,
different things?
I know that's exactly it.
Why isn't it the same thing? The peace is the joy.
I think that it would probably be,
See, why are we putting labels on it?
yeah, I
Why
think
why do we have to put labels on it?
like when you're saying that, I think what it is letting go into the peace. And like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's like I can get to certain levels, but when it gets a little bit deeper and more vulnerable, maybe, that's where, I guess for me, it's when it's with other people. When I'm by
Mm-hmm.
myself, oh, fuck, I could just be by myself for the rest of my life. I could like sit by a tree forever and never talk to a person. I would be the most peaceful, happy, joyful person on earth. But when it has to do with another person, I have a hard time just like being. Like, do you know what I'm saying? That's
Well,
my,
again, so that's again, I think that's like where we have this fear of abandonment, or we're looking outside of ourselves because we want, we want recognition, or we want to from that person that we're in the room with.
mhm.
I think we just overcomplicate everything.
Oh, like seriously, it's just I annoy
It's like
myself
just
so much sometimes.
like just be happy. Like just yeah. Like why do we want to overcomplicate every moment? There there's so much coming at us all the time, social media and all of the things. It's like why do we overcomplicate everything? Why do we have to? Why can't it just be, oh, this moment right now is good?
Yeah, and you know what's interesting, because you and I were talking about relationships the last trade show we were at, and I've always had this idea of what I want. I know what I want. I'm gonna tell you this. You're gonna fucking laugh your ass off when you hear it. But I legit thought this is what I was waiting for. I want the guy to show up who's done his healing. I want him to know what he wants in life. I want him to know that he wants me. I want him to tell me every day that he wants me. I want to know that I want him. I
Yeah.
want us to build a life together. Like, I didn't
That's a
realize,
lot of expectation.
fucking Disney fantasy, right? Like, but I really believed that that's what I deserved because I had done all my work. And so then this person shows up who's got some issues. I've got some issues. We're like, when I'm with this person, I feel safe.
Oh,
Like when,
happy.
we
Just
we
let
close,
that be enough, right? Is that
but I
enough?
won't. I swear I have run from this person about 27 times in the last 9 months. Every every week, like we would get together, we would hold hands, we would cuddle on the couch, I would feel safe. And then my mind would be like, but this isn't what you want. Like this isn't what you want. And I would end it with him because we don't want the same things and we're not in the right places. So about 27 times later, we have this conversation one night about God and so many things that were just so core to my values. Like the way we discussed it. And he didn't necessarily agree with everything I said, but he did challenge me on a lot of things, which I fucking love because I need to be challenged. But it was just this all I could think of is holy fuck, I could spend the rest of my life talking to this guy. And I realized that he's now one of my best friends, which also made me realize what the fuck are you running from? You've got someone who's now your best friend. You feel safe with this person. When I'm with him, I don't ever think about even what I look like. I don't need to try to impress him. I don't even fucking talk. We just hang out. And I was just like, fuck, man, what is going on here? Like I looked at my list of things that I wanted and I started to realize that I want certainty and no discomfort.
You can't ask for that.
That doesn't exist. Like,
It doesn't exist. Those again expectations, right?
so interestingly enough, and it's interesting because every single time I would run from him, I would always get a phone call within a week or a month, and he would just always say, we have so much fun together. Like, we just have so much fun together. Don't you want that? And because he wasn't ready to commit his whole life to me, I was like, well, what's the point? What's the end game? There's no end game here. Like, this just isn't going to work. Now I'm like, oh my God. So anyway,
And
I'm
did you journal about it?
oh fuck. I think I might actually write a book about it because it's so interesting from start to finish. How incredibly it's just such a beautiful journey on growth and expansion. And so now I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm actually going to do this and I'm just going to enjoy this time that I have with this person. And who the fuck knows what it turns into? But I have a best friend and I have safety. And isn't that such a beautiful thing?
Absolutely. Why does
God,
it need to be more than that?
right?
Yeah.
Like expect, but that's just our sabotage, What a way to sabotage life.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Oh,
happy for you.
I am too. I am too. But like I said, I freak the fuck out every day about 16 times.
Uh,
And then,
you'll get over it.
yeah, I know. But I think I'm realizing that when we dive into something new, we're really afraid. And then
Absolutely.
we do
We're
it.
born to be afraid.
Well, even
Our
this
society
podcast.
has taught us to be afraid
Yeah, well,
of
exactly.
everything, right?
Yeah. And what I'm really seeing is I don't think, and I didn't know this probably even yesterday, but I don't think that there are things that are I don't want to say good for us because everything's good for us, but if we're going to expand and find these amazing careers that we love and people that we love and opportunities, we've got to walk through the fires and the fears because we haven't done it yet. Like we said, I know how to fail. Fuck, I could do failure with my hands tied behind my back, but I don't know how to be loved by a man and accepted. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know how to, run a business based on love and abundance, but I'm taking steps every day to do those things and face what makes me
Absolutely.
afraid.
Yeah.
Oh, This was so much fun.
It was fun. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you. I really love this. You helped me a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's good for us, as women just to get together and chat about life
Well, and I
and
think it's
hear,
well, I find it so interesting that I'm just running into people that, now you want to start your magazine again. I did a
mhm,
podcast with a lady the other day, and she's got a company built on awarding authors that talk about hope. Well, I've got 12 books, and
yeah.
I feel like I'm finding my soul tribe.
hmm
And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
I think I think there's a lot of evolution that happens too in, the company we keep.
Well, even the conversation that we had today, I've just been working through a lot of inner turmoil, and just to sit with somebody who's so, you got your shit together, girl.
I don't have my shit together. Farthest thing from it.
But you're
Farthest
just
thing from it.
so anchored in peace and love, and that is just such a beautiful thing. And you're helping to pull me there, because I everything in my life is unknown right now. New relation, or new friendship, new business, new, my kids are teenagers, like, oh.
We're all in that position because, we're always, if we're not trying something new, we're settling in and feeling safe where we are, but the floor could fall out from underneath you at any moment.
It's so funny.
So it's really just about, the moments and allowing yourself to just be present and happy in the moments.
Oh, that is so true. Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
That
well,
was
thanks for having
wonderful.
me. We'll chat again soon, I'm sure.
Yes, that sounds great. You take care.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
love
you
you.
too.
Okay.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know how to